Hey everyone, it's Miss Amy, and this week I have another book for us to read. This one is called How to Make Elephant Bread, and this is a really fun book because some of you know how much I like cooking, and all of you know how much I like reading. Um, so this is a really fun book because it gives some creative recipes that can be fun to make and can be pretty easy to and found with things that you probably have around the house. So here we go, How to Make Elephant Bread. It's kind of an old book. Again, graced with a little bit of scribbles. There's crayon scribbles and chalk scribbles because I have children myself. And this is How to Make Elephant Bread by Kathy Mandry and Toto from Pantheon Books. And there's a picture of a cartoon elephant in between two slices of bread as if he's part of a sandwich. I don't think they're actually going to eat the elephant, though. The dedication is to Maria, Michael, Melissa, and Martin. How to make elephant bread. Grown-ups have fancy names for the foods they eat. They call beef stew beef stroganoff and chunks of meat on a stick shish kebab. And there are a lot more too. But what about boys and girls? Nobody gives them fancy names for the foods they eat. A banana is called a banana. A glass of milk is a glass of milk. A peanut butter sandwich is a peanut butter sandwich. But if chunks of meat on a stick can be shish kebab, why can't a peanut butter sandwich be elephant bread? Elephant bread. And there's a picture of our elephant with two slices of bread surrounding him. So the elephant is between, good mobility word, between two slices of bread. Elephant bread. Take a slice of bread and spread some peanut butter on it with a spoon. Then take another slice of bread and cover the peanut butter up. If you can't find an elephant who wants it, eat it yourself. Next, there's a picture of a jungle full of jungle animals like giraffes and elephants and rhinos. There's even a pig and a cheetah in here, and maybe even a goat, some farm animals as well. And at the top of this landscape full of animals, there's a pile of whipped cream and a cherry, as if it were an ice cream sundae. The recipe says, jungle juice. Pour yourself half a glass of pineapple juice. Then fill up the rest of the glass with orange juice. If you can find a cherry, drop one in. Stir it all up with a spoon. If you listen very carefully, you can hear the whole jungle roar. If you make this and you can hear the jungle roar, you should definitely send me an email right away and let me know, okay? On the next page, we have an ice cream sundae bowl and a pile of whipped cream that has a face drawn on it, like it's made to look like a ghost, and something that looks a lot like a marshmallow on top of this ghost whipped cream head. The recipe says, spooky cream. Put a big scoop of vanilla ice cream in a dish. Stick 4 marshmallows on top of the ice cream. If you can find some coconut, sprinkle that on top too. If it tries to scare you, don't run away, or it will melt. Tree trunk. Now this one is really interesting. It's a slice of Swiss cheese in the picture. Cartoon slice of Swiss cheese rolled up into a tube shape, and it has little tiny squirrels hiding in the holes as if it were a tree trunk. And the recipe is called tree trunk. Put a slice of bologna on a plate, then put a slice of cheese on top. Roll them up together. Before you eat it, make sure no squirrels are hiding inside. On the next page, we have a picture of a child who is smiling and has a bucket in front of them filled with tomatoes, carrots, and other vegetables. And the recipe is called Drink a Garden. Pour yourself a glass of tomato juice. Wash a small stalk of celery, 1 red radish, and the tip of a carrot. Sprinkle a little salt in the juice. Take a sip, eat some radish. Take another sip, eat some carrot. Take another sip, eat some celery. Keep going until it's all gone. If you find the gardener's tools at the bottom, give them back. What? Are they drinking a real garden, do you think? I don't know about that. The next recipe is called Apple Swamp, and there is a giant yellow tower, which might be applesauce, is my guess, and a couple of swamp animals like frogs and alligators. Recipe is Apple Swamp. Put some applesauce in a dish. Throw in a handful of raisins and a handful of nuts. Stir them all up with a spoon. Eat them before they swim away. On the next page we have a cartoon picture of a carrot, and at the top of the carrot are two green leaves that are shaped like bunny ears and a cartoon bunny face drawn on the top of the carrot as if to represent a head. The recipe is called Bunny Stick. Take a whole carrot. Wash it. Then wash a big leaf of lettuce and wrap it around the carrot. Put some salt on it before you take the first bite. Don't crunch too loudly or you'll wake up all the bunnies. Chocolate cat. And it shows a picture of a cat inside of a tall glass as if the glass were filled with something chocolate. Chocolate cat. Pour some milk into a big glass. Get a spoonful of chocolate. Put it in the milk and stir it all up with the spoon. If a cat who likes chocolate wants some, don't give him any. Drink it yourself. I know some people out there that I've worked with love their cats, so keep your chocolate cat away from your cat. The next picture is of a child who is holding an orange and is wearing sunglasses, and there are rays coming off the orange to represent it shining kind of brightly like the sun. So that visual effect of brightness. And the recipe is called Eat a Sunset. Peel an orange very carefully. Separate each section and put them on a dish. Sprinkle some cinnamon and sugar on top. Then eat each section with your fingers. If it gets too bright, wear sunglasses. We all know good mobility rules. If it gets too bright, wear sunglasses. The next one is called Barnyard Hero, and in this one we have a cow and a pig wearing boxing gloves as if they were in a boxing match with each other. Not fighting, they're just kind of like holding up their fists in the air. Barnyard Hero. Get a plate. Put a slice of bread on it. Take 2 slices of ham and put them on top of the bread. Cover it with another slice of bread. Put 1 slice of cheese and 1 lettuce leaf on top of that. Then take another slice of bread and cover it all up. If it puts up a fight, bite it. Get it? 'Cause it's a sandwich. Next, we have something called a Bumbleberry shake. And the picture is of a glass with a pink liquid inside and 2 legs coming off of the side as if the glass were a person with legs almost. Bumbleberry shake. Find an empty jar with a cover. Make sure it's clean. Pour a glass of milk in it. Put in a spoonful of honey and a little strawberry syrup. Screw the lid on tight and shake with all your might until you see bubbles. Then pour it into your glass and drink it. If you bumble, don't let it shake you up. The next one is called Bear Berries, and we have a giant cartoon bear in the drawing, and he has a bucket of berries on top of his head and 2 buckets of berries, 1 in each paw. Bear berries. Put some blueberries in a bowl. Pour 2 spoonfuls of honey on top of the berries and then a little bit of milk. If a grizzly bear wants them, tell him to go pick his own. Oh, my personal favorite. This one is called Snow on the Roof. And there is a picture of what looks like a layered ice cream sandwich of sorts with a creamy white topping and a bird on top of the creamy white topping and a chimney. So it's designed to look like a house got mixed up with some kind of sweet sandwich. Snow on the roof. Put a graham cracker on a dish. Spread strawberry jam on it. Put another graham cracker on top. Spread it with raspberry jam. Put one last graham cracker on top of that. Then put a scoop of vanilla ice cream on top of it all. Wait a few minutes until the ice cream makes the crackers soft. Then finish it fast before the roof caves in. Monkey business. There's a picture of a monkey with a banana peel on his head in the picture. Monkey business. Take a banana. Peel it halfway with your fingers and let the peels hang down. Then pour some chocolate syrup into a dish. Dip the banana in and take a bite. Keep going until you finish, but watch out for monkeys with long arms, especially near trees, because they might grab it. The last one in this book is called Bubble Up Bright, and there's a series of little smiley faces in different colors, and they are designed to look like floating bubbles that might sometimes be seen within a soft drink or a glass of seltzer or something like that. So Bubble Up Bright. Put 2 ice cubes in a glass. Fill it halfway with ginger ale. Then fill the other half with orange juice. Throw a cherry in. If the bubbles hit you in the nose, hit them back. Do we really want to hit the bubbles back? No, it's just being silly. Our authors are having a sense of humor about things, aren't they? So that was how to make elephant bread. If you have the chance to make a recipe and you happen to have the ingredients on hand, go ahead and try one of these recipes, maybe with a parent or an older sibling if you can. Let me know how it turns out. Leave me a note either in your Google Classroom or you can just send me an email. Check with your parents if you don't remember my email address and let me know how it goes, okay? I hope you have a nice week and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.